and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Michelle Marchant Johnson with Love Life Coaching, and I'm excited to invite you to an upcoming event, the speaker series called Fuel Your Feminine Fire. And I'm here with one of our amazing guests, Kate Houston, and she and I just recorded an interview where she shared all about courageous conversations beginning on the first date. And you have to hear it because this applies to dating and all of our relationships. Welcome, Kate.
Hey, thank you so much. So glad to be here.
So glad to have you here. And I'm going to have you share just a little tidbit for our listeners here, but I want to also let everyone know to get Kate's full interview and to be a part of the series, you do have to click on the link below to join us. It's free to register, but you do have to sign up. All right. So Kate, share with us just a little idea that kind of goes along with this theme we were talking about that would be valuable to our listeners.
One of the things about having courageous conversations that when we were talking in the interview starts with ourselves is to get real aware of how we are being in dating, how we show up, how before we show up, what we're being. And are we in a state of conclusion when we open that door to sit down with a date, or a state of curiosity? And when you're in a state of conclusion, the undercurrent usually is protection. The undercurrent is usually fear-based, not wanting to repeat a pattern, and it's constriction. And you're automatically going to have an energy about you that doesn't become inviting, like energetically, intuitively with the man. Like men are pretty intuitive energetically, more than we give them credit for. So when they feel that, they'll feel the wall and then they'll be reserved, and then the date won't go anywhere. But when we enter with a state of curiosity, awe, wonder, then we are literally expansive. We're leaning into love. We're choosing connection. And we're allowing possibility to happen, whatever that might be. Even if the possibility is somebody says something that you like, that's not my person, but I'm having a great conversation. And these three qualities are things that did show up that I love. And dating is like the best free therapy because you can learn very quickly and get real confirmation about the things you want and don't want. And as you have men show up with more and more of the things you do want, you don't have to focus on just the things you don't want. It's like focusing on the 1-star review on Amazon when you have 1,000 5-star reviews. Right. Remember, you're looking for the things that were wonderful, that were generous, that were connective, that were part of your values, and say, oh, I drew that in. I want more of that. This was an interesting way it showed up. Oh, I didn't know this value that I have could show up that way. And you get in like delight, awe, and surprise. And that puts you in a place of openness and vulnerability that a man wants to lean into and connect with you with more. And when you're in that curiosity state, then you're more likely to ask questions out of real curiosity and for asking for stories from a man versus interrogating them with interview questions, right? Like a job interview for your relationship. And you get off the man list because the man list historically doesn't work. You want a certain man with this much money, this type of thing. Well, what you're doing is you're limiting yourself. If you say you want a man who makes 6 figures, you've just erased the 7-8 figure man from your life. Wow. We've limited ourselves because of a fear. Let's be expansive and say, I want to see somebody who's abundant with their money flowing in and out of their lives, that they're generous, but they're also very savvy and they are wise and they save for the future. This is how you want to look at it versus a number on a piece of paper, right? So ask yourself curiously, you can all do this, where are you concluding? And where are you willing to be curious? So look at the ways you might be concluding with something and say, oh, I want to know more about it and be curious versus, oh, he said this, it must mean this. Mm-hmm. Therefore, no, my wall is up. I invite you.
Get away from making assumptions.
Yeah. And if you're on a first date that feels good, like, and that you have a lot of connection, be like, oh, he might be friend zoned. You might want to try a date or 2 or 3 more dates because alignment and compatibility is critical. We've learned this. The chemistry alone has never worked, right? That's why we were probably watching and listening all of these series, is because we followed that and it was disastrous.
Right.
So the best thing to do is to really look for both, and that we want a warm ember. We want that eternal flame. We want that solar plexus feeling, not the butterflies up here that's anxiety, or the fall in the gut, which is the, fight or flight. We want the solar plexus heart space to feel warm.
Right.
And make you feel comforted and feel calm. It's so good. And all with curiosity over concluding. So I know so many women could learn if you just catch yourself. Now, if you catch yourself concluding, don't judge yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't criticize. Just say, there, I'm doing it. Okay, how can I be curious instead? Yeah. How can I change this around? How can I, or even after a date, you say, oh, I did all the concluding again. What can I do on the next date to not do that again? It's about growth and progress, not perfection. So we get to get out of judging ourselves right now.
Yeah, so beautiful. Such a beautiful and powerful concept. Yeah. And I can tell you the interview that we recorded with Kate is full of gems. So you're going to want to be sure to click on the link below or in the description and join us for the full event. And Kate, thank you so much for your contribution. It really means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. We hope to see you on the series. And if you haven't already done so, join us there now. And if you like this, give us a like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye for now.